Hello and welcome to the third lesson in this video series on how we can create a Tkinter GUI to control an Arduino. In this video we're going to be adding a menu. This menu will allow the user to select the amount of delay they'd like to see. Adding this Tkinter option menu allows us to have predefined options for our user. We'll still retain all the turn on and turn off solid functionality, and this will be in addition to that. Let's take a look at this simplified block diagram to show us how these updates will be applied and conceptually understand what's going on. The first block is the send and read serial command update. So this is the sending and receiving of the lowercase b. Then you see there are two paths. There's one for the Arduino on top and then one for the Python on the bottom. Once the Arduino receives the lowercase b, we go into a 2-second delay. This delay is the time that we need to get the menu option from Python, process it, and send it to the serial buffer. And we need to complete that before the delay ends. So you'll notice in the block diagram, we have the arrow that connects to the Arduino block. The next instruction in the Arduino code after the 2-second delay is to read the string that Python provides, which is the value that is selected from the menu option. So the key takeaway is we have to wait for the Python and Arduino code to sync up when we transfer the lowercase b, and then when we actually provide the updated value for the delay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Arduino code. The new updates are a new getTimeDelay function, reading the selected value, and then updating that selected value, which is the delay. And what we're looking at here is the new code that's pulled out so we can see it better. So looking at the serial available if statement, we read the value and then we verify that it's lowercase b. Then there's a variable called delay time, which is going to ultimately be that new delay time. But we assign it the function getDelayTime. In getDelayTime, the first line of code is a string declaration. So I'm going to use a string type instead of a character array, because the character array you deal with individual characters, and string is this makes it a lot simpler. Then we create the variable that will ultimately be the integer that we're going to return, and that's blinkTimeInt. Then we hit the delay, which is an Arduino built-in function, and we're passing it the single parameter of the milliseconds. So 2000 milliseconds is 2 seconds. So remember, in our block diagram we show here that we're going to delay 2 seconds. This is waiting for the Python to give us that value so then we can read it. And you can see here an excerpt from the Python code where we delay 1 second and then we do a serial write of the value to the Arduino. In Python, to delay we do time.sleep, and 1 is for 1 second. Delay is going to get the value from the user delay menu, and we're using the get method. And then finally we do a serial write. And we do delay, which was assigned before, and we do dot encode. This takes care of the formatting so the Arduino can read and interpret the correct value. Once we write that value, you see after the 2000 millisecond delay, we have blinkTimeString equals serial.readString. This is when we're actually reading the value that we process from Python. And you can notice here in the variable names I have blinkTimeString followed by blinkTimeInt. And I personally choose to name my variables this way so I know which type I'm working with. So I'm going to use the toInt method to convert my string to an integer. And that simplifies our process because that's built in. And then ultimately we return the blinkTimeInt. And after we return the blinkTimeInt, we're back in the serial available loop. Then we hit the for loop. So the getTimeDelay function returned the delay time. And you can notice here the delay is no longer a fixed value. It's delay time. And that was assigned to getDelayTime. So whatever the user selects and whatever is selected in the current menu option will be the delay time. And then I added the digital write low to make sure that the LED is off after it blinks. Now that we've looked at the Arduino code, let's go ahead and take a look at the Python code and see what new Tkinter instructions we have to support our menu option. The updates here are to add the menu option widget to the GUI itself, update the blink LED function to get the user delay, and add an if-else statement to the turn on LED function. First up top, we want to add the import time, so that will be for our 1 second time delay. Then let's take a quick review of the turn on LED function. Recall previously we would always write the lowercase o when turn on LED was called. Now we check blink state first in the if statement. We do blink state.get, which retrieves the checkbox value, and then if it's checked, then we go to blink LED. This is probably a better programming practice anyways, so it's good to add this if-else statement so that we're not always writing the lowercase o. Moving on to the blink LED function, you can see we check the state of blink state. If it's checked, we do a serial write lowercase b. We do the time delay, which we've talked about, and then we get the user's value. The user's value is in delay equals user_delay.get. Just like the checkbox, we use the .get method, which will retrieve the user delay. Here's the excerpt from the code, which is lower down, and for demonstration purposes I grabbed it and put it here. You'll see we have an array called blink time. These are the values that the user will be able to choose from in the menu option. User delay is a string variable, and that allows us to dynamically update it in the GUI. So in the GUI, once a user selects the blink time value that's out of that list, then that value will be displayed in the widgets window. And the string variable is the same concept as the int variable we use for the checkbox button. So this variable is linked to the widget of the option menu. And that's why we can use user_delay.get. Following that, we do the serial.write, and then inside that we pass it delay.encode. So this is the value retrieved from that blink time list that's going to be sent over and processed for the Arduino. And that has to be in a proper format. And in order for the Arduino to understand what we're providing it serially, we need to encode it. And I found the default encoding of the UTF-8 works well. So that's why we use the .encode method. Now we'll jump to the widget creation code. So largely this code is unchanged, but we simply needed to add the code to support the new widget. So as we saw before, we have a blink time list. We have our user delay, which is a string variable, and we use those parameters in the delay menu. So the delay menu is tk.optionMenu and has the three parameters. Root, which is the window to which it is placed. User delay is that string variable we created. And then we have a list that we're referencing. So notice the list is prefixed with an asterisk. And this allows us to unpack the list, which gives us access to the positional arguments for the options. So basically, it's a shorthand for actually typing out each individual parameter because the delay menu needs those. It unpacks the list for us. Next, we have userDelay.set. This sets that string variable to a default value so that when the GUI pops up, you'll have 800 milliseconds selected. Next, we do the delay label. This label simply tells the user what they're going to be selecting. And you'll notice it has blink in ms, which is for blink in milliseconds. Then, because we created the widget, we need to place it specifically within the window. So we're going to do that beneath the button, so that would be row 1. And the label will be in column 0, and then the menu itself will be in column 1. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned more about how you can customize your Tkinter GUI and interface with your Arduino. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and stay tuned for more features we can add to this Tkinter GUI.